There's one down the middle. Are you guys ready? Drum roll. Here we go. Hi, folks. I'm Mark.
I'm Sharon.
And
we are Ponderosa Garden Adventures. We're here today out in our watermelon patch, and we had come out last week, thought we were going to harvest the watermelon, and it wasn't quite ready yet.
Yeah, this is the one we're going to harvest. Now, one way to tell if it's ripe, we've been told, is to look at the tendril at the end, and it was still a little bit green, although it kind of had a hollow thump. We thought it might be ripe. So
it's also got a dull coating. You don't want to see, it shouldn't be shiny. It starts to get a dull coating on the outside when it gets ripe.
Right, so you can see there's a little bit of shiny part left here on the underside, but this part, another way to tell is that the skin has started to get lighter right around here. So we think it's ripe. Also, we harvested another one last week. You want to tell about this story about the other one?
we tend to not put all our eggs in one basket, as it were, and so we had 6 starts that for watermelon, and we planted 3 here in the watermelon patch. I have a 2x2 raised planter. I planted 2 in there, and then we have 1 out front. So my 2x2 was going strong. It had a great looking watermelon, a little bit smaller than this one and one smaller than that. And when we checked last week, the smallest one was gone, and I'm assuming that was some critter of some sort. So I thought, just to be on the safe side, I went ahead and harvested the largest of those watermelons, and we've got that today that we'll take a taste test.
So we're gonna harvest this and cut it open and try it in a minute. But before we do, I want to talk a little bit about what's been going on here. So this is the watermelon patch, and we've got cantaloupe over there in the corner and a butternut squash over here. Way over where the flag is, that's cantaloupe and butternut squash here. Some of our edible crops have done remarkably well, and others we only get 1 or 2 fruit. We've got 1 cantaloupe. It's a Sierra Gold, and I'll show you some video of that. And I've got 1 tiny little butternut squash. We don't need many butternut squash, but we were hoping to get a few more cantaloupe. However, here in the watermelon patch, things are going really, really well. We obviously have several watermelon going, and it's been a really good year, but it's kind of late to be harvesting. We're already in the first week of October, and normally we would be harvesting watermelon in August, early September. So we got a late start. Our starts didn't survive this year, so we had to buy starts, and we planted these in late May. It's now early October, so we're 130 days out. That's a long time to harvest, but it's been a very unusual year temperature-wise.
Weather. We've had rain unexpectedly. At the beginning of the season, we had a lot of rain that we don't normally get, and that kind of gave us a really slow start into the growing season. But now we are here, with a later start on the planting. And for us here in Zone 10B, Southern California, for example, we're having a heat wave right now. October's one of our hottest months. And so we're at 95 today. And so those plants that normally would be tapering off and getting done by now, they're really starting to feel that heat.
This is a sugar baby. So it's a small variety. So we were expecting to harvest this a little bit earlier, but today's the day. So I'm getting ready to harvest it now, and thank you. Here's my. So we're getting ready to harvest it, but before we do, a quick reminder: if you like this video, please give us a thumbs up, and if you click subscribe, you'll see our videos come up in your feed every week. We're planning to release a video every Wednesday, so watch for another video next week. All right, here goes. Do you want to hold this for a second? I will untie the netting. Now we're using some bird netting here as a sling. They started growing very quickly, so I had to improvise. We had some bird netting from the plum tree, and so I just cut off a piece and made it into a sling, and it's working really well.
We like to grow our melons vertically because not only does it allow us more space, but it actually protects the melons. It keeps it up off the ground from moist weather and also keeps it a little higher away from the critters.
And we're gonna have to. Oops, coming off. We're gonna have to contest and guess how heavy this weighs. Well, it just came off, so it's definitely ripe. It's definitely ripe then, because it just came right off. All right, so it's a good thing I had the sling, otherwise this would have just fallen right off. So there it is. Look at that.
Let's see. Let me see.
There you go. You're in the camera right up there too.
Let me see if I can guess
lower
how much it weighs. Right there. All right. I've got my guess.
All right, I'm gonna go. Ooh, yeah. Yeah. Okay, I got it.
All right. Well, we'll gather up again over at the table where we're going to cut this lovely melon open, and
we'll weigh it in too. We'll see how. Put your guess down in the comments. Let us know how close you got to the actual weight. So we'll do weigh in, cut it, taste it, and this is a perfect day for watermelon, don't you think? It is about 95 degrees Fahrenheit outside, and sunny and gorgeous. Yeah, this is one of the.
Hi guys, we're back here in Tuscany, and we've got the watermelon. Mark's got everything all set up here, so let's see what we've got.
We're ready to do our weigh-in, but before we start, I wanted to mention one more thing. One other reason I think we had a late harvest was because that area there, the melon patch and the squash patch, is one of the few areas left in our garden where we don't have irrigation system. So we're still watering it by hand. So a little bit of inconsistent watering, but that's going to be one of our next projects. So watch for that. Yeah, off-season.
That's our fall project. One of our fall projects is to continue the water lines into the back part of our garden that we're really developing.
We'll be planting some various cabbage and kale and stuff back there. So
cool weather crops.
Cool weather crops. So we'll be putting in some irrigation. So watch for a video on that. All right. Well, we're ready for the weigh-in. Hard to say.
Write your name.
Oh, from my name, right? Exactly. I'll just put M. There's only two of us. Okay. And I'll put and then we'll fold them up and we'll put them. Well, here we have the perfect thing. We'll put them in here, and we'll look at our guesses. See who got the closest. All right. So before we cut it open, we want to weigh it and see how much it weighs. I think this is the largest watermelon we've ever grown. So 0.0, are we ready? Here we go. Final for the big weigh-in.
Drum roll.
Yeah, do it on something other than the tip. There we go. Oh, I should have stuck with my first guess.
All right. I can't see it. What is it, Mark?
I went way over. So we are at, I'm going to take a picture so we have a official shot of it. There it is. It is.
Yes, still waiting.
3 pounds, 2.8 ounces.
Okay, so we'll check our guesses, but I'm excited. You can probably tell. Yeah. And it just came to me when I was holding it. I'm like, I don't know why. And I was very specific.
Right, here's mine. I was 4 pounds, 7 ounces, and you guessed. Oh!
3.3. 3.3.
That's as close as you can get. 0.2 of an ounce. Wow, that is good. Well, they come from holding babies or something?
I was going to say I was a mom of 4, right?
All right, well, you win the contest on the weight. And we are ready to cut this puppy open and see what it looks like. I've got a special tray here. We'll catch the juice. How do I do it? Do it down the middle like this? I don't know how to cut a watermelon.
I usually cut this way.
Cut it in the middle first?
Cut in the middle first. I usually cut in the middle, and then I cut that half in half.
So one down the middle. Are you guys ready? Drum roll. Here we go. Ooh,
well, that was the right spot.
Open. Oh boy, it is ripe. It split right open, man. This thing was ready to burst.
There's juice coming out. That's a good sign.
Look at that. Oh, It's beautiful. It's a little overripe, I would say. It's looking a little squishy in there. So and then what? We just cut off slices from there?
What I usually do, because I have a big family, I go into quarters, and then I quarter the slices this way, and they're easy to eat. And that way, I'm going to turn that knife away. You've got a nice little wedge.
Here, I've got a plate for you if you want.
With a napkin, I hope.
Yeah.
Okay. It's nice.
There you go. And we're going to have a little picnic in October. Outdoors on a beautiful day.
Taking a seed out.
It's warm.
Really sweet.
It is
really,
delicious.
really sweet.
Yeah, it's got a lot of flavor.
I prefer my watermelon chilled, but it
Me
can't
too.
get fresher than this. So, all right, good job.
It's really good. Okay, it's a little mealy, so I think it would have been better last week if we had harvested it then. In fact, I'm probably going to harvest one of the other watermelons because that one looks ripe too. The one down below.
Always good to err on the side of caution, though. There's nothing more disappointing than all those, 120 days of caring for the watermelon, and you think it's ripe, and you cut it open, and it wasn't quite ripe yet. You're like,
This is very, very edible, though.
Yeah.
As you can see, it is delicious. The rind is very thin, so it's definitely not underripe. And it is. It's not really actually not as sweet as like some of the store-bought.
Well, usually what you do when you've got melons and some other fruit like the plums and the peaches is that when you know the fruit is starting to ripen, you pull back on the watering so that the sugars can really get to work and sweeten that melon. So maybe because we were compensating for the heat, it got a little more water. So
don't forget we had a couple of rainstorms in
August, that too.
So.
Maybe so the
September
heavens.
Too.
Maybe the heavens overwatered for us a little bit.
So the watering, needless to say, watering was inconsistent.
Well, the bee has decided that
the
it
bee
needs
likes
his
it
approval.
too. Yeah, the bee is approving.
Let's let him go off. He doesn't actually need to enjoy any of the what I do is put it face down, and that way I do that when I cut it anyway, just so it doesn't get dry.
All right, so I've already been through 2 slices. In case you can't tell, this was a really, really delicious watermelon. So, highly recommended. This is the payoff. This is the reward for all those hours of planting, digging, weeding, watering, fertilizing, tending, trimming, and so forth. 4 months it took for this watermelon, but it is delicious, and there's just something rewarding about
growing your own food,
growing your own crops, and just having stuff that is fresh off the vine. We love growing flowers too. It's been an abundance of both color and fruits this year. We're gonna bring in. We got a lot of footage from this summer of other harvests that we had. So anyway,
we took a lot of video over the summer. It just got a bit busy, so we didn't have as many videos coming out. So definitely, we've got some in the can that we'll be putting out.
And we'll be releasing a new video every Wednesday, so watch for that. And I would say that the watermelon this year was a success. This is delicious. We've got 3 or 4 more coming along, so we're going to have watermelon through October.
Yep.
Yeah, and so very successful. So big success with the watermelon this year.
All right.
And then
Don't forget, leave in comments what your guess of the weight of the watermelon was. We'll see if anybody got closer than I did.
Again, this is the Sugar Baby, a small variety. It grows well here in Zone 10B. And I think the bee is telling us we are done for today. So thanks for watching.
Thanks.
See you next time.